Hey, good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you find this. Wanted to continue on with the virtual machine idea. And with that, you got to figure this is a quantum computer, a little bit more advanced than the ones we currently have. But what actually constitutes our virtual machine itself? So, in saying that, when you're building out a virtual machine, you're going to get a lot of the programs or the base programs from somewhere else. It's not necessarily that you're constructing it all on your own. So, kind of mentioned the creator before. I believe that at some point in time, if time is even real, there was, let's just say, beings that took other programs, integrated their own type of program with it to build an image like themselves. So I think that's where in the Bible it says a creator in his image. So they wanted to have control of this particular program or a virtual machine or us and in particular. So it was built, and that's kind of why all the animals and everything are all built on the same basics, but they have differences between them by what programs are running within it. So us as people, we are joined together by a mother and a father. So any of the programs or issues or we're talking about programs, but at the same time, let's just talk about people. So say your family line is predisposed to diabetes or some type of illness that you notice that you do the same thing as others, but they don't get it. So those combinations from the mother and the father will go into the construction of your person or virtual machine. So when those go together, you are pretty much predisposed to that too. So a lot of the traumas or excitements or things that the mother and the father have had in the past will also be passed on to you, because within our DNA is a combination of both, plus what we as our own soul coming into this particular environment wanted to add into it so that we could find out what we had, what we were here to learn. So we are dealing with the mother, the father, and ourselves of this DNA. So I think DNA is a bit more than what we're thinking. It's a very advanced code. I think at the moment we can only see a particular portion of it, or we can understand a particular portion of it, but it's kind of like an antenna as well. So it can pick up from outside of ourselves. It's the data coming across the network. If it says, hey, that's what I need to pick up on, it will do that as well. So you have this DNA within you that will help construct you. So that's why if you cut yourself, you can regrow. I do think that there is a possibility, kind of like a starfish, we've kind of been disabled to a point of being able to, like, say, regrow an arm if it got torn off. But I do think it would be possible if we understood how to use the DNA. But anyway, back to building of the virtual machine. So with the mother and the father's DNA coupling together and coming together to make yourself, you are here to learn a few lessons, to go through some trials, tribulations on your own. It depends on how you see them, if you're going to be positive or negative on those. But that is basic construction of the virtual machine. So after the virtual machine is created from that, you then have experiences based on the kind of predisposition that you have for certain things in life. So how your mother and father or those around you, doesn't have to be the actual biological mother and father, because let's just say you're adopted, you're going to pick up a lot of the programming from the actual programming from your adopted parents or your friends or that. And I think that's why when they say who you are is the combination of the 5 of your best friends. So if you're hanging around some people that are into some jumping out of airplanes and parachuting in, then you're probably going to do that yourself because that's just what your friends do. But sorry, I'm trying to run through about 4 or 5 things running through my head at the same time. But if you're around people that are into negativity or doing things that are not societally acceptable, then you're going to start doing that as well, because that's just what you're around. So that is the programming of the virtual machine itself. So you have some of the innate coding that's in you from your parents, and then you get programming of that innate coding and how to respond to it from the people that you're around and your upbringing. And it kind of justifies why we all, or not we all, but we can speak different languages. We have different cultural norms. Depending on where you're from in the world, you can see things that are completely acceptable to you, but you see others in another country doing it, and you're saying that's wrong. But I mean, to them, that's normal because that's part of their programming on how they were brought up. So we kind of have to accept that we're not all the same. But going to like diseases and predispositions, I do believe that there is a number of different ways to kind of correct some of that. So if you correct your own virtual machine due to the interconnections that we have with our actual family members, if you're able to fix something within yourself, you can actually fix other generations or those that are closely related to you just by you fixing yourself. So I think that's where a lot of the kind of spiritual teachers are saying that if you can get right with yourself, then you can affect others, because even though we're physically, you're here alone. You're your virtual machine. No matter how close somebody is or you're physically holding them, they're not actually there. They're their own virtual machine. But we are energetically connected. And with that energy connection, we can affect the others around us and our family lineage. And that even goes, I've even kind of tossed the idea around to those that have even passed away. Their virtual machine is in a storage somewhere, or it sits off. It's not energy, it's not created or destroyed, it's just somewhere else. So that virtual machine itself, even from the past, even though it's not physically present here anymore, it can be affected. So a dead great-grandmother or grandfather that had a particular issue, you're actually fixing their programming as well, which due to the way that time works, time is a whole nother issue, it could actually come right back through the family line and pretty much fix anybody. I'm saying fix, but I mean, is fix actually what we want? It can make things easier. How about that? Or harder, depending on what you do. So that is an idea on how the construction was. So the creators came in, constructed out of previously already built virtual machine, made it a lot better, created it in their own image, and then set us out. And then our souls come in to occupy the virtual machine, spread out, and now we can keep going. So I guess part of the biggest thing is that this is a quantum computer, way more advanced than our linear computers that we currently have. So if you have any ideas or possible better way of saying it, please put it in the comments, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.